Well, hello again, and welcome back to Kitchen Table Talk. This is yours truly, Lolo, and we are going to continue with part two of international illegal immigration. And what does this mean for some countries? Why folks are fleeing countries? Why they are choosing the countries they're going to? Why they've decided to put their lives on the line to actually travel thousands of miles, spend thousands of dollars. I've just learned in all of my research that illegal immigration is now a business. I guess we can fairly call it an industry because with one in every 30, 1 in every 30 residents of countries around the world are literally leaving their home, uprooting their lives, and heading to another country, a different destination for many different reasons. The lightest reason I've heard, I'm quite sure this family must have just blurred it out, but when somebody says something like this, you have to believe them. Why did you come to the United States of America all the way from Ecuador, San Salvador, Disney World? They want to see Mickey Mouse. In addition to getting a better job and having more freedom because of the political strain on society in their country. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. I'll be explaining and bringing more information to you on this as we go along in this segment. Again, welcome to Kitchen Table Talk at Lolo's. And if you are interested in jumping in on the conversation, text the word conversation to 470-382-9632. That's conversation to 470-382-9632. International immigration by country, according to Pew Research Center. This was back in January 30th of 2019 when this article was published. According to the United Nations Populations Division, an international migrant is someone who has been living for 1 year or longer in a country other than the one in which he or she was born. This means that many foreign workers and international students are counted as migrants. Additionally, the United Nations consider refugees and, in some cases, their descendants, such as Palestinians born in refugee camps outside of Palestinian territory, to be international migrants. For the purpose of their interactive feature, estimate of the number of unauthorized immigrations or immigrants living in various countries are also included in the total count. On the other hand, tourism, foreign aid workers, temporary workers employed aboard or abroad in less than a year, for less than a year, and overseas military personnel typically are not counted as migrants. So there's a difference there, folks. Pay attention. This is all according to Pew Research Center. Around the world, more say immigrants are a strength than a burden. Okay, publics are divided on immigration willingness to adopt host country customs. However, the majority of publics in top migrant destination countries say immigrants strengthen their country, according to a 2018 Pew Research Center survey of 18 countries that host half of the world's illegal immigrants. Half of the world's illegal immigrants. That is kind of crazy. 11 countries. And 10 of the countries surveyed Majorities view immigrants as a strength rather than a burden. Among them are some of the largest migrant revealing countries in the world: the United States of America, Germany, the United Kingdom, France, Canada, and Australia, each hosting more than 7 million immigrants just in 2017. Of course, the number has gone up. And then when we shut down for the pandemic, that number or those numbers have dropped. When we open back up after the pandemic, when we shut down for the pandemic, the numbers subside because the laws change even in the United States. So the law was set where if a person's coming and they're coughing and they're sick, or they don't even have to, unless they have that asylum seeking application saying that they are actually already part of being processed, they will automatically get shipped back. They'll automatically get sent right back to their countries. And then in 2021, 2, and now in 24, it's through the roof. Well, folks are they're just entering the country through the roof. The United States of America has seen numbers of astronomical proportion. By contrast, majorities in 5 countries surveyed: Hungary, Greece, South Africa, Russia, and Israel, see immigrants as a burden to their countries. With the exception of Russia, these countries each have fewer than 5 million immigrants. Now, let's touch on something here. The Bahamas' population, with I think it's 1 million square miles of land. I have to do my math. And don't quote me on this. I believe that's what it is. I know the Bahamas land, those scattered 700 islands and approximately 2,000 keys, is right there about the exact same mass land as Jamaica, which is one mass land. The populations differ. According to the World Financial Bank or Monetary, this Jamaica situation is showing they need more younger people. They need a more working generation. They need that age gap to be filled in. So for Jamaica, this is going to be very helpful to have migrants come in to fill their demographic gap. The Bahamas doesn't need that. The Bahamas is a small country. Tourism is number 1. Banking is number 2. That's the white collar. Number 2, not many in banking. How do Bahamians benefit from banking? Than benefiting from tourism, like night and day. Agriculture and fisheries, number 3. How many people you're going to put on the water? However, the population is rather small, and I don't want to hamper on this. This is not what this story is all about. But a country that actually has trace ballots. The government knows exactly who voted for which party. There has been a trend for many, many years, as long as I remember. When one party gets in, people start to get fired. When that other party, the opposition party gets in, that people start opposition party, the party starts to get fired for the losing party. Because, and so they go back and forth, seesaw, and so the workforce doesn't really need many people to come in and work other than to clean yards, maybe do some renovation, some building maintenance or building or something of that nature. And what else the immigrants are going to do in the Bahamas other than work with tourism or become a part of the workforce that is serving tourism? I understand the numbers are going up right now in the Bahamas, but a small population of 400,000, and you got about 80 to 100,000 undocumented immigrants, when 90% of them possibly right around there are illegal immigrants from Haiti. You got undocumented Chinese, Cubans, Jamaicans, and other countries coming into the Bahamas. And I'm not afraid, I won't forget to mention also US citizens in the Bahamas illegally. But what can a small country like the Bahamas, its government and its workforce, what can they do to slow down or stop this? Nothing. Stop the earthquakes in Haiti, cure the gang situations in Haiti, negotiate with the rich people and stop assassinating the president if they're not doing what you want them to do or what they want them to do. Stop or slow down the hurricanes. Spend several $billions, rebuild, give them a good government, or France come back in and take over. Just like how Great Britain came back in and took over Turks and Caicos. Well, public opinion on the impact of immigrants or illegal immigration is divided in the Netherlands, in Italy, and Poland. More say immigrants are a burden, while substantial shares in these countries do not lean or do not learn one way or the other. Jamaica is smart. Jamaica is very smart. Their minister simply gave citizenship a few years ago to some 20,000, maybe 30,000. It's filling in the demographic gap. We heard here in the United States that the possibility of Social Security kind of running the money. One of the reasons because you need the workforce to put money into the Treasury to allocate for Social Security. You need people paying into Social Security to keep it going. There's something being paid from the back, paid forward. People are putting their money in to take care of somebody else ahead of them while they work. And then when they work, they hope someone behind them will come and put money in for them. So this is a situation where it's not going to go away anytime soon. It's just not. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. Countries surveyed hold half of the world's migrants. Check this out. The 18 nations surveyed contain more than half, 51%, of the world's migrant population, or some 127 million people, according to the United Nations, and the US Census Bureau estimates countries with some of the world's largest immigrants populations were surveyed, including more traditional destinations like the United States, Canada, and Australia that has seen waves of immigrants arrive since the last 19th century. Also surveyed were more recent destination countries like Europe, European Union, such as Germany, the United Kingdom, France, Spain, Italy, and the Netherlands, Sweden, and Greece, all of which experienced immigration waves after World War II. Now, get this. In 2017, the US experienced foreign-born population 44,410,000. Germany, 12,170,000. Russia, 11,650,000. UK, 8,840,000. I can keep on going right on down. France, Canada, Australia, 7 million plus. Spain, Italy, 5 million plus. South Africa, 4 million plus. Japan, 2,320,000. The Netherlands, 2,060,000. Israel, 1,960,000. Sweden, 1,750,000. Mexico, yes, Mexico, I did say, 1,022,000. Sorry, 1,220,000. And Greece, 1,220,000. While Poland and Hungary experienced under a million of 640,000 for Poland and 500,000 thereabout for Hungary. See, these countries are all seeing a massive influx of undocumented immigrants. Either they're passing through and getting to their country where they want to go, or they've been there, and this is how many offsprings they have produced. Also included in the survey were some newer destinations. Mexico, for example, has become an increasingly important destination for transit country for migrants fleeing violence from El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. Similarly, Hungary became an important tourist destination, destination for migrants entering Europe during the refugee surge that peaked in 2015, 9 years ago. It is still going on, and the numbers are still going to the wire. Although Portland, for many years, was a country of immigration, it has seen a recent wave of immigrants from Eastern Europe. 1 in every 30. 1 in every 30. I have so much notes here on this. I hardly know where to begin and where to end. So I'm just bringing it to you as I research and find this information. So let me run some of this information now. We can understand what's going on. Okay. Who is considered an illegal immigrant? Or all who entered illegal immigrant, all who entered into the country illegally, of course. There are some who overstayed their time. There are some who are school students, visas either canceled or visas were actually expired, especially during COVID. Some information slipped through the crack and they weren't able to apply or renew online, and school offices were closed down and they were working from home, and so these numbers automatically registered in the computer as an illegal immigrant. Now, how is illegal immigration dealt with in different countries? Definitely because each country has its own needs and situation. I mentioned Jamaica. They deal with the population. They probably got about 100,000, like how the Bahamas got 100,000. Jamaica's closer to 80 than the Bahamas. To be truthful, we are clocking or registering right around 400, 410,000, maybe even 420,000 human beings on the islands of New Providence, 700 islands, approximately 2,000 keys. However, these islands are separated, 700 islands. There are only 30 permanently inhabited islands. So these migrants are not, these illegal immigrants are not going to stay on an island where there's no facilities, where there's nothing to sustain themselves. So they're going to be on one of those 30 permanently inhabited islands. Very, very few on some of the distant islands or family islands off from New Providence, or as we refer to it as Nassau. Nassau, again, it's a 1-2 mile strip downtown where the cruise ships come in, heavy police presence, abundance of Bahamian culture experience the country. Folks are vented, they wearing a badge. They can't go like on walking on the airport and walking the cruise ship bureau just like that. They got to be vetted. They got to. It's tourism, the number one industry. Just think about it like that. One of the safest places in the country. New Providence itself, it's 21 miles long by 7 miles wide, and most of these guys are what we call over the hill, because when you go up the hill from downtown, you go up the hill to the government houses at the top of the hill, and then the line pans and flats out. It may go back down a little bit, so it's over the hill. From Charlotte Street, East Street, Market Street, Blue Hill Road, Market Street, all of those places over the hill, and then into the residential area, you would find some of the illegal immigrants actually squatting on lands. And there is nothing much that's being done about it. I mean, it is being done about it now after the human people have been do it. Get these people on the line. They're building on the line, and they're pulling They're now pulling lines from electrical posts and barbed wires and stuff, and they're literally stealing electricity, stealing water. They're living off the land, fruits. They get animals, they grow animals, they cultivate all that stuff. They make their own little city, but they have to start doing it legally. The Bahamas housing development minister, along with an entourage, they're going around, they're identifying houses that do not have a permit, and they're clearing them down, and they're having these folks placed in an area other than on that land where something is now being. We also have a situation in the Bahamas where the criminal organization is now being stirred up. I don't know if these Bahamian people have lost their doggone mind to pay a foreigner to come to kill your own fellow Bahamian because of whatever reason. You're upset with that person, or you don't have your son was taken out, and you don't have another son. We just have to stop the violence, because it's the revenge murder that's going back and forth, that got the United States attention. And so we know the situation is existing around the world. It's just very quiet in the Bahamas. It's very, very quiet in the Bahamas. Let me explain to you something. Let me tell you some of the top countries. Peru, number 10. Okay, 75,719. They're experiencing. Haiti, 76,130. Okay, they're moving because of education, money, politics, and they want peace. They want peace. Nicaragua saw 163,876. Ecuador, 116,229. Cuba, 142,352. They too are moving for a better life. Colombia, 159,226. Honduras, 213,868. Guatemala, 220,085. 220,085. Venezuela, 260,071. Mexico, 717,980. And Russians, 43,000, thereabout. China, 45,000, thereabout. Yes, folks, they're leaving China. They're leaving Russia. They're leaving India with 45,000. And Turkey. You want free Turkey? 15,000 fled Turkey. All these people are leaving their countries. For a better life, for peace. The Bible said there will be wars and wars and rumors of wars. And that's exactly what people are experiencing. And they want to get away from those things. Who would believe that India and China, some 45,000, respectfully, 45,000 Chinese and 45,000 Indians, undocumented, mostly right here in the United States of America. Wow. Folks, I don't know why every 30 people are leaving their country. I don't know why they're fleeing, why they're going around the world. I know I left because of the economical market. Instead of living with 400,000, I live with 400 million. I remember being successful in music, and if we had achieved what we have in Bahamas, we probably would have been financially free from just correct. However, We don't see it like that. You know? Folks are moving because of they're getting death threats. The government is not looking out for them. You come out, you leave your country, you go to college, and you come back home, and you hear these words: "You're overqualified." I wonder who did your father or your mother voted for? Which party is in the house? I'll put them in there. All these different stuff happening. It shouldn't be, but it is. We need to take a closer look at this because it's not what we think it is. It's far worse than because in my next segment, I'm going to touch a little bit on what New York is going through. New York is going through it. Between New York and Texas, but I haven't heard much fighting in Texas, but the police officers trying to keep the peace. And folks are fighting and attacking the police officers. I've seen some videos. I'm gonna insert some clips in the next video. I've seen some videos, some scenes. It looks like what it sounds like folks were trying to explain during the Great Depression. The mayor signing off on folks sleeping on the sidewalk, in the tunnels, just on the streets and the parks and the benches. There are no benches anymore, just to keep certain area clean of homelessness. But the illegal immigration situation is something we need to pray about. We need to pray about it. We need to pray about it. Because with the earthquakes, the hurricanes, the gangs, the unstable government, and the lack of peace in Haiti is driving the millions of people out of Haiti. They're even going across into Guatemala and coming up Panama, Guatemala, making a trip all the way up through Mexico just to get the southern border. And I haven't even touched on the northern border. Some Mexicans are flying into Canada and coming back across the northern border back and trailing through that snow. So, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in, and I will be coming back with a part 3 of this. And hopefully, I do have a guest. Other than that, I'm definitely going to be bringing more information, shedding more light on the illegal immigration worldwide, not just Nassau, Bahamas, not just the United States. Stay tuned for more on this. Lawrence Pintard for Kitchen Table Talk at Lolo's. Thanks for watching.